Today I'm going to talk about factorizing the harder type of quadratic factorization. So I should write the title as harder type of quadratic factorization. If you remember from the last lesson, I mentioned that if you have an equation quadratic with a x squared having a number stuck to it before it, like this one, 2x squared plus 5x plus 3, this is a harder type. And the method is similar, but is longer. And there are two ways of dealing with this. One, the standard book method, and one, an easier method, which I shall explain to you. Then it's up to you which one you want to use. To factorize this, I'm looking for two numbers. This is exactly as before. They add up to give me plus 5. That hasn't changed. This is the add clue. But the times clue is no longer plus 3. The times clue is the 2 before the x squared times that number. So question mark times question mark equals 2 times plus 3, which is plus 6. So these are my clues. Add to give me plus 5, times to give me plus 6. Remember the number outside, x squared, or correctly, coefficient of x squared, times the constant. Now the two numbers that times to give me plus 6 and add up to plus 5 must be 2 and 3. Plus 2, plus 3. Plus times plus is plus, 2 times 3, 6, plus 2 and plus 3 makes plus 5. Now the book method is to split the x term into those two numbers you just found. So 5x becomes 2x plus 3x. That's the method. And then you drop in the other two terms that you haven't written, so it becomes 2x squared. Of course, I forgot to put the plus of 2x here, plus 3. So what we did, we made the 3-term factorization into 4-term factorization. And again, in previous lesson, I showed you how to factorize 4 terms. We split the 4 terms into 2, factorize the first 2. They both can be factorized by 2x. Divide by 2, divide by x. So it'll give me x plus 1. 2x squared divided by 2x is x. 2x squared divided by 2x. 2x goes into 2x exactly once. Now, you now need to factorize the next two. And you must create the same bracket. So I would write the bracket that I need to get, otherwise I cannot continue. The result of factorization of 3x and plus 3 must result in x plus 1. So it would be quicker to write a factor and think of what number to put outside x plus 1. So when you open it up, give me plus 3x plus 3. It must be plus 3. Don't forget the sign. Don't just put 3 here. So if you remember now, when we did 4-term factorization, when we ended up with 2 brackets, we factorize the common bracket. So that becomes x plus 1. If you divide this term by its bracket, it leaves you with 2x. If you divide that one by the bracket, it leaves you with plus 3. So it's factorized. So this is a procedure. Now, there is the easier method. But if you look at any books, maths textbooks, it covers this method. I observed the other method by a student teacher who I was observing, and he used this method, and I thought it was pretty good. Except that this method, you start wrongly, and then you correct yourself, and perhaps this is not very desirable. Same question, same idea regarding the clues. Question mark plus question mark equal plus 5. Question mark times question mark equals plus 2 times plus 3 is plus 6. Same thing. So we have plus 2 and plus 3. This method is that you go straight into the answer, but what you start is not correct. We have to correct ourselves later. You go straight into factorization. Since your quadratic begins with 2x squared, you put 2x in each bracket here. So if you started with 5x squared, you put 5x, 5x. If it's 10x squared, you put 10x, 10x. And to start with, this is wrong, isn't it? Because 2x times 2x doesn't make 2x squared. It makes 4x squared. So we will change that in a minute. Now, the numbers you found here goes here. So we have a factorization stage here that is not correct. To correct it, you go to each bracket and try to factorize each bracket separately. For example, 2x plus 2 can be factorized as 2 lots of x plus 1. Here, I can't factorize anything except 1, which is the factor of everything. So if you can't factorize, we just write this one down, and then we get rid of that number. And you can see I got exactly the same answer. It was quicker. And I would just cross this out. This is a wrong operation. So just not to confuse the examiner, I would cross this out. And perhaps I write this a bit neatly without anything being crossed out. Okay, so this is the final answer. Every question I do both methods, so you can make a choice. Next question would be, say, 2x squared minus 11x plus 15. I shall go through both methods. Method 1 and 2 both have the same initial working out. I'm looking for two numbers add to give me minus 11. Why minus 11? Because minus 11 is the coefficient of x. And times to give me, remember, there's a number here. If it was a number here, we just pick up plus 15. With a number here, you have to times them. So 2 times plus 15 is plus 30. Two numbers, times to give me plus 30 and add up to minus 11. It must be minus 5 and minus 6. Minus times minus plus, 5 times 6, 30, minus 5 and minus 6 makes minus 11. So here, we need to split our minus 11x to minus 5x minus 6x. You see, no part of this method is incorrect. Each line follows the other line mathematically correct. Let's now split, factorizing the first two. The only thing you can factorize is x. The common factor is x. Divide by x, divide by x. Now here, remember, we need to produce the same bracket. So I can't just take, say, 3 out. Because if I take 3 out as a factor and with minus x plus 5, minus 2x plus 5, which is not exactly the same bracket. So I would write the bracket that I want to achieve. And I put a number here. So when I times by 2x create minus 6x. So that's going to be minus 3 then. Minus 3 times 2x is minus 6x, and minus times minus plus 3 times 5, 15. Now I'm going to factorize the common bracket. Common bracket is 2x minus 5. Divide the first term by 2x minus 5. 2x minus 5 disappears, cancels actually, and here cancels to give me minus 3. Now, using the quick method, of course I have to use the same information here. So I open the brackets, close brackets, because the question started with 2x squared, 2x in each. And I'm putting these two numbers here, minus 5 and minus 6. Now, I'm going to go to each bracket, see if I can factorize. The first bracket is nothing to factorize, so I write the first bracket. But here I can, and you should look for carefully if it's factorizable. Yes, they can both be factorized by 2. Take a 2 out. No need to put a plus or nothing here, just 2. Divide by 2, divide by 2, and then get rid of that 2. And rewrite the question again without any crossing out in between, just for clarity. And then get rid of the wrong assumption to start with. And you can see this answer and the previous answer are the same. Okay, it doesn't matter which bracket's written first. This could be here, that could be there. When you multiply two numbers together, the order of multiplication doesn't matter. I'm going to give you some more examples